Hi, this is Mrs. Mackley, and this is just a short review of the research strategies and resources that you can use for your research for your Civics Supreme Court research paper. The first thing that I suggest you do on this Google Doc is type in your research topic or your question. All of you have chosen a Supreme Court case to study. That should be the first thing you put up here. The next thing you do before you start researching, you should brainstorm some search terms, some keywords and phrases. For example, I would probably put my court case title here. I would also put the term Supreme Court. I would put the word judicial. And I would also include the topic of my Supreme Court case. For example, civil rights or gun control. Those will all be helpful to me as I do my search, whether it's in a search engine like Google or whether it's in one of the library databases. There are 4 search strategies that I'd like to share with you or remind you about. The first one, Boolean operators. Boolean operators are really powerful, and it seems like a funny word, but and, or, and not can really help you narrow or widen your research. So the first one is and. If you imagine typing into Google the word puppy and then also the word kitten, all the results that come back with the word puppy are represented by this circle. All of the results that come back with the word kitten are represented by this circle. So if I put and, all capital letters, between those two words, it seems like it's going to expand my results. Because when you say peanut butter and jelly and bread and bananas, it gets more and more and more. But when you put and, it means that both puppy and kitten must be in the result. So therefore, you only get a very smaller amount of articles. So it may go from 3,000 articles down to 200. And that helps you narrow your search to find the best answers for your research questions. The other Boolean operator is or. Or really widens your results. So if you're not finding enough results, you might want to use or. Another reason to use or is if you're searching for puppy and you know there are articles out there that use the word puppy, but you also know that some of the articles might use the word dog or might use the word canine. You could do puppy or, in all capital letters, canine. And that way it will include all of the articles with the word puppy, and it will also include all of the articles with the word canine. Not is the last one. In Google, years ago, you would actually use the capital word not. Google changed recently, and now you use a minus sign. So to use not, if you wanted information about puppies, and you kept getting results that also had kitten in it, and you didn't want anything about kitten, you would put puppy, the minus sign, right before kitten, and then it gets rid of all of these articles that have the word kitten. So the way that would look would be puppy minus kitten. And that narrows your results for you. The next strategy is phrase searching. Now, when we were up at the top here talking about search terms and keywords, I suggested the words Supreme Court or judicial branch or court cases, or gun control, or civil rights. Those are all phrases. And you could just type in Supreme Court into a Google search. And you'll get results about Supreme Courts. But as you go through your results, some of them will just have the word Supreme. Some of them will just have the word court. You want both of those words to be found together. So what you'll do is put quotation marks around it in the search bar. When you do that, Google knows to search for those two words together in a document. And you can use that for any phrase. Truncation is the third tool, and this one can also be pretty powerful. If you are searching your court case, Texas v. Johnson, and you want to put quotation marks around it because you'd like to find that together, it in an article might not have the V between it. It might be VS, it might be versus. So you can actually use truncation. It's shift 8, and it's a little asterisk. Now that will bring back results that have Texas v. Johnson, Texas versus Johnson, and Texas versus Johnson spelled out. I also like to use this for plurals. So you may want to find something about women or woman. I would do WOM with an asterisk, and that will bring back woman and women. You can also use it for words like dog. It'll bring back dog, doggy, dogs, dogma. Any word that begins with dog, it'll put the ending on it for you. Finally, there's a sophisticated form of creating a search string. This one is called nesting, and it's kind of like a math problem. So when you look at a math problem, and if the problem has parentheses in it, that means you do that part first. So when Google looks at this, it's going to know to do this part first. So it will search for articles with dog, dogs, doggy, any of those possibilities, or canine. So you might have 3,000 results. Then it will look for and endangered. That will then narrow your results to only the articles that have these words plus the word endangered. So maybe now you're at 1,000 articles. Then maybe you are finding a lot of articles are about endangered prairie dogs, and you're not interested in prairie dogs. You could use the minus sign and prairie, and in that case, it will narrow it even farther for you. So maybe that brings you down to 400 results. So nesting is a way to create a search string and help you use all of the strategies to narrow your results.